Dear students, welcome to biology classes, class 9. First lesson, the fundamental unit of life. Today we need to discuss about discovery of cell. From the beginning of our earth, the stories we need to study in bio. About biology, all living things. Discovery of cell very important. From the beginning of human beings are confused about the building units of our body or how living organisms are made up of. You know that if we think about our building, that building is made up of bricks, cement, water, etc. Like that, our body also made up of small units. Today we need to discuss discovery of the cell. Robert Hooke, an English scientist, he discovered cell in first time. For study about first cell, Robert Hooke used a plant. The name of plant is cork. He is taking the outer layer of cork plant. That outer layer we can call bark, and he used that bark for studying, and he used a microscope. That was a handmade microscope. This is the handmade microscope Robert Hooke used. So Robert Hooke used the bark of cork under handmade microscope, and he observed that a honeycomb-like structure. Honeycomb-like structure. Look, like a honeycomb. Look that cell. Each compartment he gave a name, that is cell. Cell word is derived from a Greek word cellula, which means little rooms. When Robert Hooke observed bark of cork in microscope, he see that little room-like structure or honeycomb-like structure. In Latin, little room word is cellulae. From that word, he made a word cell for each compartment, and he write a book, and his finding also he write in book. That book is known as Micrographia. So Micrographia is the book written by Robert Hooke about cell, and this is the discovery of cell. Here is the another scientist, Leeuwenhoek. In 1674, he discovered living cell. That means Robert Hooke discovered non-living cell, and Leeuwenhoek discovered living cell. He discovered living cell from pond water. After the discovery of Robert Hooke and Leeuwenhoek, cell get a definition, or we can define cell. Cell is the basic structural and functional unit of all living things, or cell is the basic structural and functional unit of life. After this discoveries, many scientists studied about cell and many parts. And in 1838, 1839, Sweden and Schwann, two scientists, make cell theory about cells. After that, scientists virtue modify the cell theory. We need to study cell theory now. In cell theory, first point, all plants and animals are made up of cells. That means cell is the basic unit of plants and animals. Cell is the basic unit of life. Second, life having a basic unit, that is cell. Third point, all cells arise from pre-existing cells. That means a new cell is arised from only old cell. If there is no any cell, no new cells are not formed. All the cells arise from pre-existing cells. So these 3 points we can call as cell theory. In class 9, this is very important. Write and learn about these topics. And one more thing, draw a figure of microscope.